If you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go with others. Now, that can be true in a lot of ways, but in Zinzino, if you want to go to your next rank, you're going to need a team. Now, when you're out sponsoring in the beginning, you're going to work with them individually and help them reach their fast start bonuses. But as you start to grow, you're going to need to, with your team, have team meetings. As a teacher, it would just be way too much work for me to go to each and every student individually at home. That's why we gather students in the classroom. In the same way, we need to gather our team together for information, motivation, and trainings. And that's what we do with team meetings. It's kind of like keeping yourself close to the fire, like a bonfire, and staying warm with it. And that's what we want. We want our team to feel on fire at all times for Zinzino. That's why team meetings are so crucial to your business. You want to keep your team meetings probably the same time each and every week. It just makes it easier for them to remember. And I would say if your team is already doing meetings, your upline is doing some meetings, you don't need to have your own meetings, because if you break away and have smaller meetings, it just kind of changes that energy and the atmosphere and the culture of the meeting. So plug in if you have a smaller team. Now, on those meetings, you want to have the energy and the motivation going at all times. So don't bring up maybe the problems or the issues that you have there. That should be held with your upline separately. But here, make sure every meeting is inspirational, motivational, and has a training, because that's how you're going to keep that motivation. Motivation can be as simple as greeting people on the call, having that feeling of we're not just building a business together, but we're a family you can belong to. Sharing stories is one way you can do that. You could be telling product stories of the new partners or the new customers, or actually business stories. It just gives people that feeling of belonging when they're allowed to share on the meeting. Next, training. You're going to want to have training every week. One of the basic skills that people need. But you can find these either in the Express Start, you can find it in the compensation plan, and you can even find finished ones in the back office under the file library. And you could maybe use some of the team members, because that builds up leadership in them. Or maybe if there's something you're not great at, use somebody else, somebody in a cross line, so that they can maybe train your team, and then you can help them out another time. Either way, it's going to be educational, motivational, and inspirational. And then the information. You're going to need to tell your partners about all the upcoming meetings, the business presentations, the business planning sessions, and everything about the annual event. And then there's the campaigns. Now, our campaigns are so exciting, it helps you grow your business. So you need to start every month explaining the campaigns with lots of energy and making sure everybody knows who's the campaign for. What do you get out of it? Exactly what they need to do. Maybe even some strategies about how to reach these campaigns. It might be an idea even to give them some examples of how they could strategize to reach these campaigns. Because what I know is if people don't know what to do, they're not going to do anything at all. So start your month really focusing on those campaigns, full of energy. Because when you get to mid-month, you're going to need to remind everybody again about the campaigns to keep them focused so that they want to achieve their goals. But when we get to the end of the month, this is where we need to really emphasize how much can happen in the last days. There has been new levels achieved just in a few days. There has been so much excitement happening that the whole team is getting all new ranks. So don't underestimate the power of the last few days. So build up your meetings with a MIMA method. MIMA is an acronym, and it means motivation, education, motivation, and action. So notice that there's 2 motivations because it's really important. Now, it also ends in action, and that's because every meeting should end in a call to action. That could be something about a goal. It could be something about an activity. And it could be for you or your team. But the call of action is important to do at each and every meeting. So for your team meetings, think about your motivation, your training, and your information. Mix it with a little bit of fun in there, and you're going to create a culture in your team that keeps them close to that fire. And if that duplicates, that's when you're going to be on a sure path to your next rank and your entire team to be able to reach their dreams.